The silence is what always gets me. The kind of silence that replaces the relentless, high-decibel chaos of a life spent chasing the wrong metrics. I used to define my success by the size of my portfolio and the prestige of my title. The endless drive, the 12-hour days, that was my religion. I thought I was building a future. In reality, I was constructing an elaborate, gilded cage, locking myself out of the present moment. For 41 years, I lived under the pervasive illusion that there would always be later. Later for the trip, later for the conversation, later for the apology. I see that man now, my former self, as a ghost. A highly efficient, financially secure ghost, drifting through his own life. But ghosts cannot feel the sun on their skin, or the weight of a loved one's hand in their own. It took a sterile hospital room, the harsh smell of disinfectant, and a final, quiet conversation to shatter that illusion completely. My wife, Sarah, was never dramatic. She approached her final diagnosis with the same pragmatic, graceful strength she handled everything else. In the last hour, when the machines were quiet and the nurses had given us privacy, I rambled, desperately promising a future we wouldn't have. I told her I would retire. We'd travel. We'd finally fix that old house in the country. Empty promises, spoken far too late. She listened patiently, her eyes fixed not on the ceiling, but piercingly on mine. And then she spoke, her voice a soft, final whisper. Her last words weren't a plea for more time or a declaration of love, though that was understood. They were an observation, stark and absolute, a statement that rearranged the entire cosmology of my life.
I wish you could have seen the sunsets, honey. You were always indoors.
14 words. That was the inventory of my wasted time. I hadn't missed huge milestones. I had missed the everyday beauty. The irony of building a life of material comfort only to be completely blind to the world's quiet majesty crushed me. I had traded the profound for the productive, the soul for the spreadsheet. I had failed to simply exist where I was. Her words became my unintended inheritance, the singular focus that demanded I analyze 41 years of habitual avoidance. I had been the architect of my own constant distraction. The office was my shield against intimacy, vulnerability, and stillness. The inventory began with the little things, the way I always ate dinner while answering emails, the way I checked my phone during our walks. I realized that presence isn't passive. It's the most challenging active choice a modern person can make. I had always worried about what the world thought of me. I worried about external validation, promotions, and quarterly reports. Sarah's last words liberated me from that performance. When the audience of one who mattered most was gone, the stage disappeared. The shame was immense, yes, but it was quickly superseded by a fierce, protective urgency. I would not waste the time she had gifted me by leaving. The shift didn't happen overnight. Grief is a heavy anchor, and regret is a poison that must be intentionally neutralized. The first major step was dismantling the shrine of my former identity. I resigned from my executive position. It wasn't financial necessity, but spiritual. I couldn't be trusted with that much time, that much obligation, ever again. The next step was learning to see the sunsets she mentioned, and not just the dramatic ones, but the mundane ones. The pink tinge behind the local grocery store, the sudden blaze of orange reflecting off a traffic sign. I realized that the world doesn't save its beauty for designated vacation periods. It's relentless in its giving, if we are only receptive. I started journaling, not about achievements, but about observations. The smell of rain, the sound of my neighbor's laughter. This practice trained my brain away from the binary thinking of success-failure and towards the nuanced spectrum of existence. I began to understand the 4 major traps that had consumed my first 4 decades, traps that I believe paralyze most of us. Trap 1, the future as collateral. We sacrifice today, believing we can pay the cost back with interest tomorrow. But tomorrow is never guaranteed.
Trap 2. The cult of busyness. We wear exhaustion as a badge of honor, confusing frantic activity with genuine purpose. Busyness is often just a sophisticated form of procrastination from confronting what truly matters. Trap 3. External validation addiction. We optimize our lives for the approval of bosses, clients, and peers, not for our own deep fulfillment. We forget that true integrity is what you do when no one is watching and what you prioritize when the pressure is off. Trap 4. The fear of stillness. The modern world trains us to dread boredom because boredom forces us to face ourselves. I realized my constant need for noise, podcasts, news, music, was a defense mechanism against self-reflection. Sarah's message wasn't just about sunsets, it was about confronting the silence and finding life within it. I began spending time with my adult children, but with a crucial difference. My phone stayed in the car. I listened, truly listened to the nuances of their stress, their hopes, the way they punctuated their sentences. These moments weren't interruptions to my real work. They were, in fact, the only real work I should have been doing all along. The weight lifted from my shoulders wasn't just the stress of the job, it was the weight of pretense. I started seeing the world through her eyes, knowing that every perfect moment was one she was not experiencing. This wasn't masochism, it was motivation. It cemented the sacred duty I had been given, to witness, to live, to feel.
And slowly, painfully, the shame began to recede, replaced by a profound sense of gratitude for the lesson learned, however costly.
So, how does one implement the wisdom of the deceased into the life of the living?
The operational framework is surprisingly simple. It requires relentless editing of your schedule and your priorities.
First, institute a no-commerce zone. Dedicate specific hours where no professional emails, calls, or work-related thinking is allowed. For me, this is from 5 p.m. until the following morning. This time belongs to life, not to livelihood. Second, actively seek low-efficiency pleasure. These are activities with no measurable output, but high emotional yield. Playing an instrument badly, walking without a destination, cooking something complicated just for the fun of it. These inefficient moments are the texture of a rich life. They are the moments that Sarah wanted me to see. Third, practice the one-task-only rule. When you are with someone, be only with them.
When you are reading, truly read. When you are eating, savor the flavors. This is not meditation. It is basic respect for reality.
Fourth, confront your fear of missing out on career advancement, status, or financial gain. The real tragedy is the fear of missing out on life itself, on the fleeting moments that define our humanity. This reorientation is difficult. The gravitational pull of the conventional world, the chase for more, is immensely powerful. I had to redefine hard work. Hard work used to be about grinding out deliverables. Now, hard work is about grinding out presence. It takes daily effort to resist the urge to fill every quiet moment with digital noise or professional obligation. My wife's final words were a profound act of love. She didn't want my regret to consume me. She wanted it to catalyze me. She showed me that the greatest resource we possess is not time, but attention. Where we place our attention, that is where we truly live. The business world conditions us to manage time, but time management without presence is merely efficient self-neglect. I am now rebuilding my legacy, not in brick and mortar or financial statements, but in moments remembered. I learned to listen to the weather, to appreciate the specific, transient smell of wet earth after a sudden storm. These seemingly insignificant details are the currency of a life truly felt. When you optimize for presence, everything slows down. The anxiety loosens its grip because the future becomes less frightening. If you are truly here, now,
then you have everything you need. The race stops. The desperate striving fades. And perhaps the most crucial realization: I do not honor Sarah by grieving endlessly. I honor her by living fully. Her words did not end my world. They finally gave me the clarity to start living it. 41 years late. Let us consider the profound difference between accumulation and appreciation. I spent decades accumulating things, believing that objects offered security. They don't. Appreciation, however, is a renewable resource. It multiplies the joy in simple encounters. When you actively choose to appreciate the 5 minutes you have right now, you multiply their value tenfold. This is the true return on investment that I finally learned to track, the ROI of attention. To begin this fundamental reorientation, you need to conduct a time audit, a forensic examination of your days. Where is your attention actually going? Not where you wish it were, but where it is truly landing. For me, the audit revealed vast chasms of time swallowed by news cycles, social media feeds, and unnecessary meetings. These are not hobbies, they are sophisticated time drains designed to keep you shallowly engaged and deeply distracted. The antidote is the 3 things rule. Every day, designate 3 non-negotiable activities that serve your presence. 1 quiet meal. 1 walk without a phone. 1 focused interaction with a loved one. These are small anchors against the current of digital oblivion. They keep you tethered to the reality Sarah wanted me to see. We often mistake comfort for happiness. My life was engineered for maximum material comfort, yet I was profoundly miserable. True happiness comes from the friction of growth and the depth of connection, not the smoothness of automation. My wife's final wisdom was a plea for authenticity. Don't hide behind your accomplishments. Don't measure your worth by the metrics of the marketplace. Measure it by the quality of your attention. This is the most dangerous form of self-sabotage, the efficient wasting of your life. I used to think that being busy meant I was important. I now know that importance is found in stillness, in observation. The memory of her words still brings tears, but they are different tears now. They are tears of awareness, not just despair. I carry her final lesson with me not as a burden, but as a map to a life she deserved to share. I will see the sunsets for both of us. I will appreciate the ordinary, glorious existence that I once dismissed. And I urge you, if you take nothing else from my story, do not wait for the sterile room and the final goodbye. Don't postpone presence. Don't collateralize your joy for a phantom future. The greatest tribute we can pay to those we lose is to start truly living, right now, exactly where we are. The legacy I now seek is not carved in marble, but woven into the fabric of my daily routine. I try to approach every interaction as if it might be the final, most meaningful one, because sometimes it is. This shift isn't about radically changing your occupation. It's about radically changing your perception within that occupation. You can be productive and present, but presence must always be the master and productivity the servant. If you are finding yourself constantly seeking escape, ask yourself, what am I trying to escape from? Usually, it is the uncomfortable silence of your own unexamined life, the silence where regret builds. I wasted 4 decades fearing failure in business, only to achieve the spectacular failure of neglecting my soul. The beauty of Sarah's words is that they are universally applicable. Your sunsets might be your kids' soccer games or reading a novel. They are the moments of pure, unadulterated existence that do not require financial transaction or external performance. Begin small. Put the phone away for the first hour of the day. Notice the birds outside your window. Listen to the tone beneath the words your colleague or partner is speaking. Slow down your chewing. Every deliberate act of attention is a small victory against the tide of unconscious living. The truth is, I miss my wife desperately. But I am grateful that her final act was to give me the keys to unlock my own life.
I am no longer chasing later. I am inhabiting now. And that difference has changed everything. You don't need a terminal diagnosis to access this level of clarity. You only need to choose to listen now. The meeting can wait, but the moment cannot. I wish you clarity without the cost. I wish you the courage to prioritize what truly matters. Because the sunsets are waiting, and they are spectacular. This transformation is available to all of us, but only if we stop running and choose to stand still. It's time to stop constructing the cage and start appreciating the view. Thank you for listening to my story and Sarah's lasting wisdom. If this message resonated, please take a moment to reflect on your own sunsets today. And finally, a brief but important note. Disclaimer: this script is a dramatic fictional narrative built on common life lessons and does not represent a specific real-life testimonial or medical advice.